Victoria's Warrior here, and this is going to be my second Mists of Pandaria video. This is just a quick disclaimer. Again, this was a few runs, like, stitched together, so if I repeat something, that's why. It was very hard to get a solid run all the way through a dungeon just because of people DCing and critical errors and things like that. So if I say something twice, that is why. I tried to edit it as best I could, but it's kind of a patchwork sort of thing. Also, on top of that, I can't multitask very well at all, so it's going to be kind of spacey when I'm talking and playing at the same time. Just fair warning there. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy. Alright, fellow warriors, it's Torage here again with another Mists of Pandaria video. This is sort of a follow-up one to my other one. We're going to go over some of the questions that were asked for about that one, and go over some of the changes that have come by in since that time. So, first off, looking at the questions, a lot of people are wondering if Fury is going to be better than Arms, or comparable to Arms, or Arms are saying that Arms is still way better. It's way too early to tell, is my best advice there. Like, you can't know that without until we get the recount. Until we get recount, there's no way to actually definitely know for sure what's better and what's not. They both feel very similar, and they both feel pretty good at this point. There's a few things still wrong with them that I feel are wrong with them, at least. Raging Blow, they did buff it. It is 150% weapon damage now instead of 80, so it is hitting harder than your Wild Strike, but it is still, I don't think quite as powerful as it should be, but it's okay where it is now. That was a good fix. Well, it's killing the hell out of me.
Yeah, just in that puddle there.
And then there is, with Arms, the main problem I see with Arms is that it feels right to have Overpower be more powerful than Slam, but it's not currently. So like what feels natural is to Mortal Strike, then use all of your overpowers, so, and then fill it with Slam, but it's the opposite. You're slamming till you're out of rage and then filling with overpower, which it doesn't, I don't know, because one's a proc. It seems like it should take priority, shouldn't it? Shouldn't the skilled player get the most out of that? Yeah, that's not what's happening. So I hope that they switch that around and make Overpower either just hit harder or give it the crit bonus back, because Overpower's never actually technically hit harder than Slam. It's just that it had that huge crit bonus that it no longer has. The next thing someone's pointing out that I should be using Thunderclap for AoE as Arms. And yes, yeah, that was one thing I did miss. You should definitely be using Thunderclap as AoE for Arms. It is... it does apply the bleed, the new bleed we have, which is called Deep Wounds, but it's not really Deep Wounds. It's different. It works like Rend, where it just applies the bleed, and then if you use it again it refreshes it. It doesn't stack infinitely the way Deep Wounds did. And it's applied off of Bloodthirst and Mortal Strike and Devastate, and of course Thunderclap. So that's that, and it doesn't trigger anything, any procs or anything like that. That is all from Mortal Strike. So all from Mortal Strike now. So this is one of the new dungeons. This is the Temple of the Jade Serpent. We're coming up on the first boss now. The dungeon seems pretty good so far. I like a lot of the bosses are working in it. It's still on normal, of course. It's hard to tell how they're going to be on heroic, but if they're this interesting on normal, especially this guy here, you'll see this guy's pretty cool. I'm hoping they'll be pretty awesome on heroic. And the challenge mode, was challenge mode harder difficulty, or is it just the time race? I really hope it's harder difficulty.
I think it is a harder difficulty.
Is it? Yeah, that sounds cool. So
yeah, I did remember hearing an interview saying that only the top 5% of a server should be able to get gold.
Yeah. But I mean, is that just because the time requirements are insane for it? Or is that because it's actually more difficult?
I don't think they specified yet.
Well, hopefully it's more difficult.
You would assume
because a lot
so.
of the heroics, like I want like a difficult 5-man, like a genuinely challenging 5-man, like the way 5-mans were when Kata first dropped, in the way like old Burning Crusade heroics were. When you still had like Karazhan gear, those were hard. So I hope they. Oh, it looks like we're started. Yep. So hopefully that's what we
healer doesn't even have any water, he says. So hopefully this is a little less. I'm just gonna pull him down here. It's a little easier.
So this boss brings up some ads, and he's got this water. Now this water hurts you when you stand in it. See, like that, and then it does little explodey things, or it explodes the water and hurts you more. And then these guys come out. Kill them. As you can see right there, like, Slam is hitting way, way harder than Overpower. So, I can, let's see, there's, so I can get a good one in here so I can show you. Yep, hopping around. We got Overpower. I think it was a 12k crit there, and then Slam. It's like a 25k non-crit, so it's not even close. The damage between the two. It's more than twice as much for a Slam than it is for an Overpower.
Completely off topic, but I kind of like the prot changes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, prot's looking pretty cool. I know this is mostly a DPS warrior channel, but I don't know. There may be some prot things in the future here, because it does look pretty cool. And I haven't tried tanking yet on this on any of my beta characters, but I may look into that. Oh, it should be over here.
It's got a couple interesting changes. I mean, it's mainly it's rage. It's more rage changes, because you get a couple abilities that actually give you. It's like you get a free proc to either use a cleave, revenge, not mortal strike, but heroic strike without using any rage. Like, it just gives you a lot more threat that way, and it seems to proc a lot.
One thing that one of my other tanking friends, I was talking to him last night, and he was saying how the threat of warriors is hopefully going to be better, because warriors have this problem. You know, they start the fight with no rage, but so they can use their good stuff right at the start, and then they gotta like build rage and get the threat up there. Whereas what does a paladin do when the stite farts? Yes, when the stite farts. Oh my god, that is the best one of those ever. When the fight starts.
That was a good one.
What do? They pop wings, like, because it doesn't actually hurt them. And when I was telling him, I'm like, well, I'm just popping recklessness, which is dangerous, but you can get away with an LFR. Pop recklessness while you're tanking things. But now that recklessness doesn't cause any extra damage taken, you can get a glyph to make it so you don't take extra damage for it. It could be used as a tanking like threat cooldown, as well as the fact that Shield Slam doesn't it give you rage now? It gives you 10 rage like the other abilities.
You 10.
So you don't have to worry about wasting rage when you can charge to get your rage, and then instead of using all that rage you just charged with to use Shield Slam, you then Shield Slam to get 10 extra rage while your melee swings are going off. So you can start like right away with heroic strikes and things.
Oh yeah. I also like I said, I kind of like the way it's looking too, because like see with these like this boss like this, like target swaps don't seem to be much of a problem, but not getting hit for a period of time and not having much rage, because I don't know. Like I said, I just keep having 100% rage no matter what, almost, with the new threat changes. Or not changes, but rage changes.
Yeah. Alright, we got our group back. I don't know why they left, but... one thing that's cool here, if you look at the top, we've got this thing that shows 5 of 8. There's 8 raid buffs. They've all been categorized into 8 different things. So you can always tell, like, how many buffs you have, so you don't have to worry about missing one. If you have 8 of 8, well, you've got all the buffs. So you don't have to be like, oh, well, we need this and this. And you can clearly see how that all works. Especially because, like, there's not differences between buffs anymore. Like, there used to be, you had Commanding Shout or Power Word Fortitude, and they gave the same buff, but they had different names, different buff icons. Now those just both cause, like, health increase. Like, it's generic health increase. So you don't have to, there's a lot of confusion, I guess, removed with that, which is nice. It simplifies things. Another thing that's changes. They did buff Raging Blow. Remember, I said in the other video I was talking about how Raging Blow was 80% and it was kind of hitting. It was really weak. It was actually hitting less than your Wild Strike, which is really dumb. Anyway, because it costs about the same amount of rage. Now, I'm not sure if they lowered the rage before that, or if they lowered it between now and the last video. But the rage cost of Raging Blow is now 10 rage instead of 30, and it actually is doing more damage than Wild Strike now, because it did up the damage from 30 or 80% to 150% weapon damage. Dragon Roar.
Well, these things actually have a sleep effect. They put me to sleep.
Oh. Did I talk about the stance thing yet?
Don't believe so.
Don't believe so. Okay, so stances. Someone was asking why I wasn't in Berserker stance in the other ones, why I was in battle instead of Berserker. They took away all stance requirements from abilities, and the stances just do more specific things instead of being how offensive versus how defensive you want to be. So we have battle stance is what Berserker stance used to be. It's just a 10% damage increase. And Berserker stance is damage increase on your AoE stuff. So it's 30% to Whirlwind and Cleave, and it's on 15% to stuff in your AoE talent tier. So that's this talent tier here, where you've got the choice between Blade Storm, Shockwave, and Dragon Roar. It gives a 15% damage increase to those abilities. So this boss is kind of a pain, at least the last few times I've been there. We'll see here in a second, but it spawns like two like bosses, and you gotta like, I've heard so many different ways on how to fight them. I've heard focus one, I've heard switch between the two of them. I guess we're just gonna hit the left one. Doesn't he go immune though?
Yeah, he goes immune, but if you don't hit the other one, he doesn't gain the damage increasing
Right.
stacks.
So the more you hit one, the more damage he does to you every time you hit him, and he eventually becomes immune. And the less you hit one, the less damage he does, and the more damage he takes. So I guess to sort of counter that, we put this guy into going immune, because I think he actually stops damage as he goes immune, and the other guy stays weak enough that he never can really do a whole lot of damage. So we just wait, and here we're taking no damage. You can bounce back and forth, which is probably faster, but this is also a viable way. But you see there, he just lost his stacks, so we beat on him again. And this seems to be the easiest on your healers. If not, the other method I've heard, bouncing back and forth. I've heard switching off at 6, which seems to like get them both all the way up, which is bad. And I've heard just follow this Tonka looking guy. I don't know what he is. He's like a special Tarn, but you can just also follow him and hit whatever he's hitting.
I believe they actually nerfed this. That guy never used to die within 2 immunes.
Oh really? So
Yeah.
that
They
may
used to
apparently
have
already
health.
nerfed it.
I believe they had 6 million health apiece before.
Did they? What are they at now?
Or
3
more
million?
than that.
3.4?
Yeah, they're 3.4. The damage didn't seem to be nearly as bad either, actually.
Yeah. So this got nerfed apparently already, so maybe we'll see it be trickier on heroic. Maybe there'll be 4 of them on heroic, and that'd be cool.
I believe on challenge mode they might just make it the damage and make their health retarded. But I believe for speedruns you definitely do have to swap back.
But I know one thing you definitely don't want to do is go in there and cleave in Whirlwind, because I did that once and then they both got to like 10 and then killed everyone. So don't do that. That would be my maybe nerfed it won't do it, but last time I came in here and tried that, it actually killed the whole group. So don't try that. Alright, so looking over some of the other changes here. We're in a between boss talking about warrior stuff. Mistweaver things, or not Mistweaver, but Symbiosis. The Druid ability lets you switch. They have those out now. So basically what it lets you do, you get a Druid ability and the Druid gets a warrior ability. And for Arms and Fury, we get Stampeding Roar, which is now Stampeding Shout, but it's the same thing. It's a 60% group speed bonus, speed boost for 8 seconds, and it removes all roots and snares on you. So the whole group gets freed, and then you move fast, which is awesome for a warrior to have. And I think the I think Shattering Throw is now Shattering Blow. Is that a change? That's what it says now. I think Drew's got like Spell Reflection for arms or something. I don't know.
Those are pretty up to debate still, from what I understand.
Really, yeah. So these aren't even final, but yeah, we get that, the speed boost, and Prot Warriors get like a heal. Their frenzied regeneration. Also, the new warrior tier set is out, which I don't know. What did you think of the warrior tier set?
I think it looked okay. I don't think it's the best model. I don't think.
Maybe not the best, but a lot of people, it's got like a lot of dislikes and stuff on the video for it, and I thought it looked great. I think people who don't like it are, I don't know what are they looking for? It's like, what were you expecting? Like, it's got,
yeah, you can't really get too much more, I don't think.
It's got armor and spikes and blades and stuff. What do you, like, people say it looked too much like male gear.
I didn't really see that. I mean,
No.
it kind of fits the warrior. I mean, it looks pretty warrior-like.
Yeah, I don't.
And it fits.
like
I mean, to me, it kind of fits the
gear.
theme of the expansion too. It doesn't look
Yeah.
too modern, I don't think.
Over the top kind of thing. Like, people are like, oh, it looks like male because it's got this sort of tiering thing. But if you look at like Chinese and Japanese Oriental like armor, samurai armor, I guess it's not really samurai because it's Japanese, not Chinese, but it's made out of like overlapping little plates. Like, it's still plate armor.
Yeah.
That's how it's made. So it's not male. It's not like, chain link things. Which, I mean, when was the last hunter set that actually looked like male anyway? I mean,
That's a good point.
so I don't even see that as being a valid argument. But I think it looks, awesome. Yeah, I've heard. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of negative things out there. That was pretty negative. There's also a lot of people saying, "Oh, Warriors are damage is going to be terrible in the expansion." Like, what are they expecting? I mean, first off, there's no way to know that right now. And second, I don't think it doesn't look like it's going to be bad at all. In fact, it looks like it's going to be great.
Yeah, the abilities like Dragon North, they always crit and all.
Yeah, I don't know what people's. But yeah, I think that is a change that happened recently. Dragon Roar does less damage now, but it has a super high chance to crit. So yeah. Yeah. Oh no, not super high. It always crits. Always crits.
This guy actually just managed to kill me. I wasn't getting any heals.
Did we? Oh,
We killed
did.
it.
Okay, we got it. All right. Not really a whole lot to say about that boss. It does what you just saw.
Kill tanks
Yeah.
randomly. It's a little weird. Never actually managed to die to that one.
It's good. Wonder what? I guess it's, yeah. So I look at guns. I'm like, do I need this gun? And I remember that warriors don't have ranged weapons anymore.
They actually let me do the same thing and looked at it and see.
Yeah. Look at the stats. Like, is this a good warrior gun? Oh wait, we do not use guns any longer.
Considering this guy is a pretty decent healer, hopefully he knows how to spell the debuff.
Yeah. Let's see other warrior news. Disarm now gets rid of shields as well as your main hand weapon.
We get that new throw ability to replace our missing thrown weapon, which doesn't really have much relevance to warriors at all, actually. But
Yeah. Okay, the Berserker stance. We already talked about the Berserker stance buff, didn't we? I think so. Berserker stance. Yeah, we did. Hope we did. Hope I'm not saying, oh yeah, we talked about that already, and then like look back at the recording like, no, actually we didn't talk about that. Well, damn it. I should really have a paper in front of me checking these things off. This boss does have a. That's what they're talking about now. It has a debuff that if it doesn't get dispelled, it kills the hell out of people. I mean, they're just like, which one do I dispel? Dispel everything. Just never have anything not be dispelled. I mean, my druid is just like, oh, things I can dispel. I love pulling off buffs. I know how much I love buffs, so I know how much it sucks to lose them. So it just like buffs, pull them off. And my least favorite thing in this entire game is being slowed. I can't stand being slowed. I'd rather just be stunned than slowed. I just hate like walking and not getting places. So annoying to be slowed. So people that dispel things, like just because I know how much I hate it. This is why I love dispelling things like slows in anything really. Just debuffs make you do less damage. Bullshit. All right. So this boss gives like shadow clones. You'll see in a second.
He also managed to hit quite hard.
Yeah. Is he? Oh, jeez. Oh, crit error. So, little known fact, that boss does have an ability that makes you crit error out of WoW. So we're logging back in, and are you guys still alive?
Yeah, well, one died. You're still alive.
Okay. Oh boy.
I'm running low on
I'm in.
cooldowns. I actually just got hit for all my life.
Oh jeez.
Pretty sure that was a debuff on me.
Alright, I think it's probably the ads. Because they start hitting way harder.
No, it was actually a melee swing for 300k.
Oh, yeah, we're dead. So crit erroring out of WoW is actually very detrimental to your group in this fight. I know there's some fights currently in LFR that it doesn't really matter. If everyone crit errors out of, you can still beat them, but this is not one of those. Did I introduce you at all? I didn't, did I?
On the first take you did. Not the
I did on the
take.
first take. There was a first take, just so everyone knows. Now you all know the secrets. That there was a first take that didn't go very well, because everyone killed the first boss and left. Alright, trying this one more time, because I crit errored out. Hopefully I don't do it again. Just crit errored out twice now. I can't remember what I talked about in the other takes.
Pretty much just the boss mechanic, I believe.
Yes. The boss, if it doesn't crit error me out again, we'll have some ads come out, and you must kill those ads. Spawn one off of each player. And then you gotta, they do more damage the longer they're alive, so just kill them quickly. There's also something that healers have to dispel. Also, if these guys stay alive too, they will heal the boss for a bunch. Looks like we got them all there. I think Blade Storm would be better for this one other than Dragon Roar.
Really?
Yeah. I think it does more. Hard to tell. Just because, like, the...
Maybe because if they lowered the damage, I actually just got crit errored.
You just crit errored now?
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is gonna... You still have threat. Maybe we can kill it in time.
I have 300% still. It's not kicking me out just quite yet. Here it comes.
So...
They won't let me get out of the air.
Let's go to the Wicker Stance. We're all in here. Okay. There's still one up alive over here. Shit, it's gonna heal him. I didn't heal him for that much. Retardedly overpowered execute. I was not hitting for a bunch. 50 Ks. Nope, they're crit error right as it died.
Now I'm getting the log.
So I did crit error again, but we managed to kill it this time before that happened. So that is the Temple of the Jade Serpent. This has been Torage Warrior. Thank you for watching, and feel free to leave any questions or comments or anything like that down below, or at the rage mail at warrior.torage@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I will have another beta out, or video, yes, another beta. I will have another beta out. I will have another beta video out as soon as significant things change or I get the time to do it. So I will see you then.